Hey everybody out there, this is John Cena. I think we have a striking resemblance. I'll let you decide. So, yes. Yes. Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Matthews.
Kevin Matthews.
Thursday night, you ask the questions, DT gives you his answers. No holds barred.
It's Q&A with Don-Tony. This is your chance to speak your mind and be heard about anything.
Q&A with Don-Tony. And now, your host, Don-Tony.
Oh no, definitely do not feel like watching retro indie wrestling stuff with yours truly tonight. That's why I cut it off. Literally 15 minutes ago, I was sleeping. My nose is ice cold right now. I know a lot of you already know what went down earlier today. First of all, welcome to Q&A with Don-Tony. We're going to take calls all throughout tonight, I promise you. We're going to do calls within a few minutes. This show will probably be a lot quicker than usual for medical reasons more than anything else. But remember, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., right here. Live watch along, AEW Rampage. Yeah, that is not a very good impersonation of CM Punk. That's a straw, by the way. This is my hospital iced water. Very, very thirsty tonight. Before I go into anything, for those that aren't aware, ooh. Got the Moderna shot, the third shot. I feel like shit. A lot of you out there told me, why don't you video blog your experience about getting the third shot for COVID, the third vaccine? And I got that. Bless, my age has been out there for a long time. I don't know what you're talking about. But a lot of people out there wanted me to video document me getting the third shot, since pretty much no one has gotten the third shot yet. I didn't get any special favors. I didn't pay anybody under the table. There was legitimate reasons why I got the third shot of Moderna. So a lot of you said, hey, why don't you video document it? Maybe some others out there could learn from this. So I never vlogged before. I mean, I've been podcasting for 24 years now. Next year will be my 25th year doing this stuff. Started doing it before the Montreal screw job. That just gives you an idea as far as how old that I am. But I never vlogged before. Never really documented, like what people do, like what I eat in a day. Experimenting eating old stuff. I don't know if some of you out there obviously didn't see it, but I get gifts from some of you very generous friends out there. And one of my channel members here, John, sent me this. It is autographed by all 18 people that you see on this screen. I'm a little pissed off. Mei Yang didn't autograph it. But everybody else autographed it. And he's like, I know you're a big supporter of NXT. I know you saw through all the BS that NXT is dead and WWE is not going to hire the midgets. They're not going to hire the old people. Didn't I tell you 2 weeks ago, oh, wait until the Las Vegas tryouts. Now, I don't know the age of every person that was there, but the term midgets that was being clickbaited for everybody out there, oh, there were a lot of midgets trying out for WWE today. And if you have not seen the video yet, WWE on their social media account has a very, very well-produced video showing Albert, A-Train, Tenzai, William Regal was there, a few others, and they're going through the drills to show their stamina. There's a couple of indie guys that were there that I think WWE is going to snatch up. But as you watch this video and you see 30, 40 people trying out, and you look at the people up close and personal, you will realize that what you saw is no different than what they did 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's churning. They keep turning over. They'll hire 20, 30 people, try to pull 4 or 5 gems out of it, and others that they know are very good, but maybe not quite yet. So we'll let them go elsewhere and become big stars, and then we'll bring them back. That's why you saw some of the people released a month ago. You'll see this tryout. Did you notice today? Have you noticed in the last 4 hours? Now, granted, I've been sleeping 2.5 of it, but have you noticed over the last 4 hours, all of those people that clickbaited you about no more midgets and no more this, and they're not going to hire, there's a freeze. Notice how they're all silent right now? No tweets. Oh, no. Instead, you know how they divert the attention? Whenever somebody starts breathing on their back, hey, all this shit you told us a month ago. Come on, man. Do you see the performance? You know what they'll do? CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. That's what they're all doing right now. They didn't learn about Keith Lee and Mia Yim. They didn't learn. All that garbage that they put out there that was false. The real reason why Keith Lee was off TV. The real reason why he was pulled from Elimination Chamber. Mia Yim gave Keith Lee COVID. Lies, all lies. So what happens? Keith Lee comes out a week and a half ago and reveals how serious this was. Not just physically, but emotionally. And then you start realizing all the things that I talked about for 4 or 5 months, pretty much was the reason why he was off TV. Now, I admit it. I've said it before. I didn't know about the heart issue. I knew some of this stuff was serious, and we talked about that, but I didn't know it was heart inflammation. You don't fuck with that. That just puts your whole life on hold. Jesus Christ, I don't even know if he could have sex, the excitement. I'm not kidding. The point is, all of that stuff that they did, okay, all right, they got caught into it. All the extra views, the hits, the beautiful thumbnails, lies. So when Mia Yim says, can we all be better? Can we all do better? And everybody out there, you're damn right, we got to be better. We got to be more responsible. And then Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are pulled off a house show because WWE does not want Sasha Banks pinned on a house show. They don't want some bullshit finish. They decided to keep them off the house show. There was logistical reasons too, but there was numerous reasons why. And because some Nimrod writes, they might have COVID. That's it. How many people did you see report? Rumors, COVID, possible, maybe. You remember those magic words? They learned nothing about Keith Lee. They learned nothing about Mia Yim. They learned nothing. It's heroin to them. It's heroin. It's a drug. They can't stop. Look at Ringside News. I've been telling people for years how awful they are. It's not just reporting dumb shit or reporting assumptions as news. But they hide behind a banner that there's no one single person that you could try to, quote unquote, cancel because of their reckless tactics. So they do the stuff to Fuego del Sol, you know, and because Fuego embarrasses them publicly, they post a picture of him getting squashed by Eric Rowan without the mask. They're cracking jokes. They're acting like little dickheads, little assholes. So what happens? What happens? They apologize. Fuego accepts their apology. They unblock Fuego. We got to be better, this, and that. And right away, they are the first people to try to tease that was Ric Flair on the plane carpet munching. They don't stop. They don't stop. So anyway, very quickly, before we get into calls and do the contest, remember, we have a giveaway today. We're giving away the Bray Wyatt Foco. I know some of you out there are like, oh my God, can we like give away something else already? Yeah, it's only been 2 weeks. But I tell you, I had a lot of people DMing me, especially after Monday's disaster. We had picked like 7 winners to the contest, and the first 6 were not around to claim it. That's my mistake, because I should have done the contest right around midnight, like I said, and I did it 20 minutes late. So in the future, I will tighten that shit up. But tonight we're going to give away one also. And it's true with a lot of you. A lot of you sent me a lot of feedback, especially after Monday. You're like, dude, if somebody's tuning in live, even if they're just chilling, listening to the show, you know, it should only take 2 minutes to log on to YouTube and just post a comment and say, I'm here. You know, it's not like it was 10, 15 years ago that you got to connect with your 56K modem and it's got to like dial and then make the funny sounds and then connect and then it is, welcome, you've got mail. It's not like that anymore. So when we pick a winner, we give them like 2-3 minutes. If they don't claim it, we pick somebody else. Plain and simple. And that's what we're going to do. Plus, we're going to return back to the trivia contests. A lot of you love those trivia contests. So I was trying to think for next week's prize. I was thinking of a gift card or free viewing of the AEW All Out pay-per-view. One or the other. Maybe like a, I don't know, $50 Amazon-y gift card, WWE shop, you know, plus a T-shirt, any shirt you want. By the way, what do you think of my SummerSlam shirt? A friend got this for me. WWE. Very, very cool. You know those Bray Wyatt Focos? I ordered 2 more, and I got delivered 6. It's nice sometimes to get back a little bit. You know, I know that yours truly is a nobody, you know, around wrestling. Roger Rubio! Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my brother. Yeah, Monday was all scattered. Streamlabs shout-outs were not going through. But, yeah, let's have a great show, man. If you allow me 7 minutes, I'm going to share with you, unedited, not professionally done, but for those that are out there that want to know about this, what happened today, that want to know why I got the 3rd shot, and a few things that went down. Now, I am going to record more video before I go to bed tonight. I'll record more video tomorrow to see how I'm feeling. If I have any side effects, I will video document that also. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay somebody online, probably like $20, to take all these video clips, edit it down, and make it into one nice little video blog. And I will put it on YouTube. And the title will be like, I got the 3rd vaccine shot. This is what happened. And maybe I'll get 1 million views off of it. No, but more importantly, maybe I could help some others out there that are contemplating not only the third shot, maybe their first shot. So if you would like a little brief, unprofessionally edited summary of what happened today with me getting the third shot of the Moderna COVID vaccine, sit back, relax.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's 12:20, and it's time. I'm at Stop and Shop. I'm going in to get the third shot of the Moderna vaccine. Right before I left the house, I took 2 Tylenol. I know not everybody believes in taking Tylenol as a preventative.
Yeah, I just realized something. There's like a video missing from here. There's another video. There's a part 1 that explains why I got everything done. See, I'm not fully prepared over here. So let me pull this one up. Hang on a second. Yeah, see already, like things are a little screwy here. All right. So if you want a little idea as far as why I got this done, it's only about 6 or 7 minutes long, but I think it'll answer some questions. And when I'm done with this 7-minute video, I'm going to explain something about this that is very, very important. Very important. Shout out to Edwin. You're moving to Long Island. Melville's a nice area, man. I have a customer that lives, I can't remember his street right now, but he lives in Melville as well. Melville is a very, very nice neighborhood. Seriously. So good luck, man. I mean, you must have some bucks because the taxes in Suffolk County are pretty steep over there. And I'm joking. I mean, the taxes are pretty high, but it is a beautiful neighborhood. Seriously. So much love. Much love. Brandon Brown. Just subscribe. Welcome to the family. There's Edwin's super chat. So awesome, man. You could have the 631 area code. Booyaka, 631. Much love, my friend. Much love. All right. Want to get an idea as far as why I got this shit done? All right, check this out.
Hey, everybody out there. This is John.
That's not it. The hell? Oh, man. 0 for 2 tonight, everybody. I told you I was sleeping literally minutes before I did the show. I fell asleep. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if that's a side effect, but all right. Now we got it right. Hey, everybody. It is August 19th, 2021. No, this is not a video podcast. This is yours truly vlogging for the first time. Video documenting something that I think is important enough to share, just a personal experience. For those that know me, I don't need to explain who I am, what do I do. I'm just a regular guy like everybody else out there. By the way, one thing I do have to tell you, when you watch this video, you'll realize that I don't curse. I don't talk about the shows because a lot of people that are going to watch this video do not know anything about yours truly. And it's not meant to be a wrestling podcast thing. Yes, I'm doing it with this backdrop because it's just easier to turn this camera on and talk. So no more interruptions, I promise. Hey, everybody. It is August 19th, 2021. No, this is not a video podcast. This is yours truly vlogging for the first time. Video documenting something that I think is important enough to share, just a personal experience. For those that know me, I don't need to explain who I am, what do I do. I'm just a regular guy like everybody else out there. Yeah, I do some video podcasting. But so for those who are experienced vloggers who have done this before, please forgive me if my presentation is a little bit amateurish. Not necessarily the backdrop or anything else, but any other clips that I add to what you're about to see. Now, for those that don't know me, who clicked on the title, you know why you're here. One thing I will tell you right up front is I am not here to tell any of you out there what you should and what you shouldn't do. I totally respect everybody's decision out there, whether they get vaccinated or they choose not to get vaccinated. I have my feelings why I got it done, and today, in about 2 hours, I am going to get the third Moderna vaccine shot. The third. Got my first one January 19th, 2021. Got the second one February 18th, 2021. And now here, August 19th, I am getting the third. Now, not going to spend much time on this, but for those that are going to ask me point blank, why did I get vaccinated in the first place? Simple. My mom had major heart valve surgery 3 years ago, was clinically pronounced dead twice on the operating table. Thank God she is still here with us today. My father in January had major coronary artery bypass surgery. And they're not in the greatest of health. And my original decision to get vaccinated in January was because I try to take care of them as much as I can. I try to spend as much time as I can with them because tomorrow is never guaranteed. And one thing I know I would never be able to live with myself is if I ever got COVID and I gave it to them, it's a death sentence. They're unvaccinated, I'm unvaccinated, it's a death sentence. So out of concern for my family more than anything else, that's why I originally got the shot. Now, since then, I have had some health issues, problems with my immune system, problems with my prostate. I won't get into it over here. I know a lot of you already know what's going on with that. And when the news started coming around that they recommend the third shot for those who are immunocompromised or battling cancer, you know, it was something that my family started thinking about. Now, by the time most of you actually watch this, there'll probably be the decision in New York that everybody should get a third shot. So now my reasons for getting the third shot has changed. I have to worry about my health. I have to worry about my future. So I made the decision to just get that shot and get it over with. My family has not made an appointment yet to get it done. In fact, no one I know has made an appointment to get the third shot done. And most of you out there are very curious to see what happens to yours truly. Now, just to summarize it, the first shot, I had some chills, fever for about 6 hours, headache. The headache is what I was concerned about more than anything else because I deal with migraines on occasion and ridiculous things, too much caffeine, waking up abruptly, dehydration, I will get horrible headaches. So when everybody was talking about headaches before the first shot, you know, I took 2 Tylenols before, took 2 Tylenols 2 hours later, and luckily wasn't too bad. The second shot is what everybody told everyone else. Oh, the first shot is bad, but the second shot is worse. All these antibodies just swarm in your system and overwhelms it, and you'll have more side effects. The second shot, I had virtually nothing. So I am up here just to document what goes on, what my side effects will be, if any. And I promise you, if it ends up that I have no side effects and no problems, I will put it in the description title once I post this video online, because I'm not going to bait anybody to watch however long this video ends up being, just to end up at the end that, oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. That's like Geraldo from many, many years ago. He was going to open like that gangster's tomb and all his suspense, and he opens it up and there's nothing there. So look, if it ends up I have no side effects, I'm sorry if I bored you. Just putting it in real time, what goes down. Me personally, though, knock on wood, here's hoping, or knock on skin, here's hoping for no side effects. So I'm going to head on over to Stop and Shop in about 2 hours. I don't know if they're going to allow me to video record me getting the shot. Hopefully they're nice people and they don't mind. But I will document getting the shot. I will document a few hours after to see how I'm doing. Maybe a half a day later, 2 days later, we'll see. if this ends up being the most boring vaccination video you've ever watched, then maybe my experience, may make some people more at ease about getting the shot. If I have problems, maybe it'll convince some people, hell no, I'm not getting the third shot. I don't know what's going to happen. But in 2 hours, I will get the third shot. We'll see where it goes. Once again, I sincerely apologize to anyone out there if this vlog is very amateurish. I don't do vlogs. But I thought this is something, especially since no one I know has gotten the third shot. Maybe something out of this video will help someone. We'll see what happens, everyone. To be continued.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's 12:20, and it's time. I'm at Stop and Shop. I'm going in to get the third shot of the Moderna vaccine. Right before I left the house, I took 2 Tylenol. I know not everybody believes in taking Tylenol as a preventative measure with these shots. For me, I think it helped. I'm notorious of getting bad headaches, and I definitely feel that the 2 Tylenol helps. I also drank a huge glass of water. I know that I have no concerns about dehydration, but when yours truly gets dehydrated, the headaches are vicious. So I don't know what's going to happen inside, meaning I don't know if they're going to be receptive as far as me recording myself getting the third shot. If they have a problem with it, then obviously I'll just show you the card afterwards. But I'm going to go in, get the shot, and I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you going to relax your arms? Relax, relax, relax. Perfect. Hey, one.
I promise I don't have the camera on you.
Two.
This way.
I'm probably on YouTube somewhere.
Oh.
Who knows? I've been videotaped for like Guatemala.
Oh, boy.
I'm all over the world.
I just wanted to document it so at least they could see,
You are done, and you were great. And
I'll hang out for a few minutes.
Yes, you have to, because then we got to give you a card.
Okay.
You'll take any Tylenol.
I took 2 Tylenol before.
All right, we're going to wait 4 hours now, after, not before.
I can shut this. Sure.
Yep, you're all done.
Third shot is done. I'm just chilling now for 15 minutes. They just want to make sure that you don't have any dizziness or any side effects. So, to be continued.
Hey, everybody. It's a little after 5 p.m. on Thursday, August 19th. Had the third Moderna COVID vaccine shot a little less than 5 hours ago. And to me, that's way too soon to really tell, how this is going to hit my body. But I figured I would come up here and give some updates, probably do this within the next 2 days. Usually symptoms subside after that time. If anything lingers after 2 days, and obviously I'll keep doing updates, but I don't even know if I would call this a side effect, but I know this is something that normally doesn't happen to me. So far I feel fine. Ate lunch, was a little tired not too long ago, but my body temperature consistently is always around 98.6 to 99.6. I mean, rarely ever goes lower or goes higher. And, I got one of these thermometers that are pretty reliable. And I decided to take my temperature, and I'm going to just take one in the air right now just to show you. The room's about 80 degrees, 79, 80 degrees. Yeah, it's about right. And took my temperature. Should be less than 98. Are we around 97, 96 over here? Yeah, 96.6. Take it again. 96.6. The light will go off. You'll see it a little bit better. There you go. 96.6. Let's take it one more time. Third time's a charm, right? 96.5. So let that light go off. There, you could see it pretty good. Sorry, it's not that clear, but you could see it. And look, I'll take the temperature of the air once again. Should be right around 80 degrees. There you go, 80.3. So my body temperature right now is between like 96.2 and 96.7. Again, my normal temperature range is 98.5, 98.6. Here in New York, we had a famous radio station. It's not what it used to be, 98.7 KISS FM. So I always knew my body temperature was 98.7 Kiss FM. That's when I always knew it was normal. When it got into Z100 territory, which is another famous radio station, then I know I got problems. But 96 is not normal for yours truly. I feel fine. Just made a cup of coffee, gonna drink it, and I'll come back up here a couple of hours. Nothing goes on, maybe right before I go to sleep. Like I said, I don't want to keep posting an update every couple of hours just to tell you, like, I'm fine. But we're about 5 hours in, and so far, other than some low temperature, I'm good. Fingers crossed. Like I said, I hope this video ends up being boring, because I don't like the side effects. I don't think you do either. All right, everybody. Till the next update, be well. Stay safe. All right. So, yeah, that was the unedited, just raw footage so far. And as of right now, just tired. I literally fell asleep and I was out cold until about 15 minutes before showtime over here. So, yeah, they were pretty cool. Now, we're going to get right back to wrestling. We'll talk about Tony Khan's teaser. It's something that I think should happen tomorrow on Rampage involving Daniel Bryan. But I want to make one thing clear about this third shot that I notice people are making a mistake about over and over and over again. And again, I will not be here ever to tell you whether you should get it or not. My personal views as to why I did it is my views. I respect everybody's decision. If you're not going to get it, be careful. That's it. Notice in everything that I said, I never mentioned the word booster. I forced myself to take that word out of my vocabulary. I think the CDC and I think our government made a major mistake using the word booster. And it's not a booster shot. See, when I think of the word booster, I think of, and I know I made a little analogy of this yesterday, it sounds like something that just puts it over the top. All right? Yeah, all right. I drank this much water. Actually, I drank this much water while the video was playing. I went inside and got more. But, all right, I drank this. Let's pretend this is alcohol, vodka. Yeah, I drank it, and I'm down here. Oh, let me just boost it, put it over the top. Or you have a little child in a car. Kid could sit in a regular seat, but you give him a booster, boost him up a little bit. That's what I think of when I think of booster. So when you think of booster, when it comes to the COVID shots, you think, oh, I'm just getting a little bit extra just to boost it up. No, this third shot is the same dose as the first shot or the second shot. There is no such thing as a booster shot. Basically, what they should be telling everyone is that you should get 2 shots and then 6 to 8 months later, get another shot to boost your immunity or your antibodies. Say it like that. That's okay. You're boosting your level of antibodies. But a lot of people think that this third shot is a smaller dosage, the kiddie level dosage, just a little. No, it's the same dose. Now, hopefully, what I'm hoping for with side effects is I use this analogy. If anyone out there, this is what I said like a year and a half ago, okay? Pretend, if you never got vaccinated for this, pretend your body is like a club, a nightclub. And the nightclub has some fights once in a while. And usually the people in the nightclub, they can take care of their own business. They can stop it. Then all of a sudden you start getting these huge brawls in your nightclub. And you don't have the manpower or woman power to battle it. So the fights is COVID. And you get the first shot. Now, when the vaccine enters your body doesn't know what to do with it. Your body thinks it's a foreign substance. That's why you get fever. That's why you get this. That's why you get that. Because when it first enters your body's like, the fuck is this? And it starts trying to fight it. But then when the outer shell wears off and it enters your blood system, what the vaccine is doing is telling your body, no, chill. Everything's good. Everything's cool in the gang. We're here to help. And I'm going to give you the instructions as to how you could fight COVID. The vaccine is not COVID, and the vaccine doesn't fight it. The vaccine teaches your body to make the antibodies. It's giving you the instructions. So the first shot, your body's like, oh, if you want to, it's a bad time to say this, but, Afghanistan, it's all in shambles. They claim that the United States taught 300,000 Afghans to fight. So the vaccine is the U.S., and the Afghans is the vaccine. And you're teaching it to help fight. So then you get the first shot. Now your body knows how to make antibodies. So you get a second shot 3 or 4 weeks later to make sure, you're protected enough. I think you'll be fine. But here's another 100,000 fighters, just in case. Ho-ho! And that's what happens. Now, what happens 6 to 8 months while all these fighters are in your club? Some of them are sleeping. Some of them are like, oh, there's a fight. So, no, man, flood it with another 100. So that's, to me, how I look at this vaccine. I know it's ridiculous the way I put it, but that's really what it is. It basically gives you the plans how to build the house, but it doesn't build the house for you. Anyway, so it's not a booster. So for everyone out there that was saying to me, oh, it's a booster. Oh, you should be fine. It's just a booster. No, it's the same dose as the first and second shot. My nose is so cold right now. You know what's funny? I got to take the temperature of my nose. 85.6. My nose, 85.6. My head, my whole, 97.8. See, now it's getting a little bit back to normal. But my nose is ice cold. Wait. 85.2. My nose is so cold right now. Seriously. You would have thought that you see that photo that's floating around that they said was Ric Flair on the plane? My nose feels like I went down on an Eskimo chick. Seriously. So anyway, we're going to take calls in a couple of minutes. Get your questions, your specific questions ready, and I will get into as many of you calling in as we can. We'll do the contest, and we'll get out of here because we're ready at 40 minutes. And, I want to get a good night's sleep tonight because I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. And trust me, there ain't no way I'm not going to be here live to do a watch-along with Rampage because I know I'm saying something that I said once before, but I think it's worth bringing up again. Been a wrestling fan since 79. Grew up through the Rockin' Wrestling Connection, the first ever WrestleMania, Hogan going to WCW, ECW formed, WCW going out of business, the Monday Night Wars, ECW going out of business. One of my closest friends, God rest his soul, becomes a Trivial Pursuit question. Oh, miss you, Timmy. I've seen it all. The last time that I truly got this excited for a debut for someone in a rival company coming from a former company is Chris Jericho, 1999 Monday Night Raw. That is still my favorite Raw moment of all time. When they did that countdown and we knew that Chris Jericho had signed with WWF, and they started doing the countdown clock, and we knew that was for Jericho. Once they put the hours, the minutes, and the days on the screen, you could just do simple arithmetic and you could figure out this is the show that he should be debuting on. When he came out there, if you want the full effect of it, I still have the audio. I could watch it whenever I want, but I keep the audio for a particular reason. Because when Jericho's music hits and you hear that the first couple of beats, and then you hear Bring the Walls Down, and then Jericho's name pops up on the Titantron, listen to that crowd erupt. They just went fucking bonkers. And yes, I've been cutting down the expletives on this show, on the shows, but it's worth saying it now. They went fucking bonkers. And believe me, if you go back to that moment and just listen to it with headphones on and not watch it, it hits you even more. That is the last time that I was this excited. I will say Kurt Angle's debut in TNA is a close second. It's a close second because we were counting down the days for Kurt Angle too. And that's one cool thing about it. I have my old hotlines and podcasts counting down the days of Kurt Angle's debut in TNA. But Jericho debuting in 99. Now, you know, when I said that, I got emails from some of you, DMs, some public posts, bringing up Hall and Nash and bringing up Hogan and those were epic moments too. But I will tell you, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, I'm just personal history. Me and my friends did not count down each day. Oh, I know it's a little bit off right now because I have the other screen on. Liam Savage, he says, thank you for doing the research before you make statements. Help reinforce my thought pattern on the pod I'm on every week. I have to read it fast because it's not on the screen. Stupid me. All I got to do is read the green box on the right. Thank you, Liam. He says, thank you for always being honest, doing my research before I make statements. Look, man, I'm not pandering to any of you out there, but you should demand that from whoever you tune into. You should demand that. Because without you all tuning in, I'm not doing shows. Without you supporting what I do, I'm done in 1997. And the fact that you take your time out of your busy schedules or your just leisure time and choose to hang out with me and others live, I owe it to you that what comes out of my mouth is what I believe to be the truth. And if I'm not sure if it's the truth, to not assume that it's the truth and not react as if it's the truth. And I brought this up 2 weeks ago. Just because you put a question mark after a bullshit rumor doesn't mean it should be brought up. And the Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair stuff is a perfect example of it. You know, people thought that they were cutesy by putting a question mark after it that, oh, we're not saying it happened, but we're addressing it because it's a strong. No, if you can't substantiate it, that is some serious bullshit to try to put on someone. SummerSlam could very well be canceled. How many people did that about a month ago? There was SummerSlam was never in jeopardy of canceling. We have 150 million, more than that, who are fully vaccinated. Yes, every single one of us can still get COVID, but it is a 99% chance that you won't be hospitalized. And the likely scenario is that the worst case scenario is you have a cold. Some people do get hospitalized. Some people do sadly die. from COVID after being vaccinated. And the majority of those people who still get seriously ill are people who have secondary health problems. How many times have you heard somebody go out on a cold day, an elderly person catches pneumonia and dies from it? Didn't have any foreign bacteria in their body. If I have a heart condition, I probably shouldn't go on a roller coaster. I probably shouldn't go in areas that elevates my risk. So usually there's something else going on. So when you have over half the country vaccinated, you can't, this virus is not going away for years. For years. What do you think is going to happen? You think suddenly 120 million people who don't want to get it? You think LeBron or some person is going to show up on a commercial and shake everybody to its cores? Oh, man, I got to get that fucking vaccine. Oh, man, there's nobody. You could put Obama on TV. You could put Trump on TV. You could put LeBron on TV. You could put Paul Abdul on TV. You could put anybody you want on TV. There is nothing. There is no magic grape that everybody could eat. For those 100 million people out there, eat this and you'll be okay. It ain't going away for years. They're not shutting the country down. The reason why they're doing the masks is exactly what we all talked about in the fall of last year. Remember? The minute you tell unvaccinated people they could take the mask off, everybody is going to take the mask off. Remember my dumb comparison? You got somebody in a nightclub. Hey, I want to, no, better yet. Hey, look at that chick over there. I think I got a shot at picking her up. And then you got your friend who's also trying to pick her up. Yeah, look at that chick over there. I got a shot at picking her up. This is that. He going to keep the mask on if he's unvaccinated. So what does he do? Takes the mask off. He's in a bar. Hey, can I buy you a drink? That's what it is. You go to a restaurant. Everybody's laughing. Table full of vaccinated people. They're laughing. They're talking. You can see their face and this and that. And you got someone on another table. Fucking mask is scratching my nose. They take it off too. After a year and 7 months of being locked down financially and emotionally, a lot of people have had it. And sorry, you're not going to drive them to get vaccinated because it's driving them to drink or driving them mad. You see the suicide rates up. You see people with addictions up. They still chose something else over the vaccine. It ain't going away. So all you can do is try to contain it. And when enough people get vaccinated, enough people get it and build natural immunity, that's when it starts to exit. So when you take the mask off, and now everybody's got the mask off, and you got unvaccinated people getting vaccinated people sick, and vice versa, and this, and that. All right, children. All right. Since the ones who are vaccinated didn't keep the mask on, now everybody's got to keep the mask on. Boo! That's the facts. So when people write these teasers, they might go back to Thunderdome. They might cancel SummerSlam. They might do this. Just understand, either they're intentionally lying to you because it draws people into the show, or they're just stupid. I don't know what the reason is, but you should always demand the truth from whoever you tune into. Now, there are people out there that just love to gossip. They just love to gossip. CM Punk is going to debut tomorrow. Some random jerk-off on Twitter calls The Rock a mark. Calls him a mark. You know, saying that CM Punk's debut in AEW is going to be bigger than any return The Rock has. Okay, someone like that, you just laugh off. You're like, what is this idiot? No, you know what happens? You get thousands of people that will grab his tweet and then vent on it. So they could make their comment and then have 100 people, yeah, man, this fucking guy's stupid. No, you ignore those people. See, CM Punk is going to debut tomorrow. And I think it's going to be fucking awesome. Whether it's an announcement, whether he attacks someone, whether he's going to be a special guest referee at All Out. Whatever they decide they're going to do tomorrow, it's going to be awesome. CM Punk in wrestling is better than CM Punk outside of wrestling. Period. Now, for all those people out there that have been ripping apart AEW for the last 6 months to a year, now they're locked outside. They were making fun of the bakery that was making some special donuts, and they were going to open the door and they would make fun of the bakery. Well, guess what? Now the bakery is about to launch this new line of donuts with their new chef, and everybody who supported it, that was involved with it, get to be inside the bakery, and they can eat it and have fun. And these goofs are going to be outside the bakery with the door locked, and their nose is going to be pushed against the glass. You're going to see steam on the glass. You're going to see so many people tomorrow that are left out of the conversation because they threw so much shade at AEW. And when they see people in droves talking about how cool it was to see CM Punk, you know what's going to come out? Hey, I may not like AEW, but CM Punk, coming back is a good thing. And hey, if that's good for AEW, then we are all wrestling fans at the end of the day. It's the fucking formula. It's the formula that I talked about when we had some tragedies in wrestling. That's what it is. You watch tomorrow. You watch how many people tomorrow that, no, you're not invited to the taste off. You're not invited to the celebration. You've been ripping it for the last year. Oh, well, I was just kidding. I was just joking. No. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Unfortunately, what I say is not sexy enough. I should be up here for 2 hours and say, fuck Bruce Pritchard. Vince, you're too old. You're ruining your company. Look at Triple H. Suddenly, Triple H, is the Savior, Lord Jesus Christ, creator of gods, the same person that fucked a mannequin and threw chop meat in a camera. I'm not ripping on Triple H. Triple H is very important for NXT. But suddenly, Triple H can do no wrong. Triple H is in every meeting for every day for years and years and years. Triple H isn't getting dressed in a separate locker room because he's not invited to be with Vince and everyone else. Yeah, but dad-in-law, shut up! He no outcast. They're all on the same table. Nothing has changed. I appreciate what you said and everybody else, and I'm not throwing shade against any one person. If that's the type of people you want to tune into, and you want to be part of the gossip, enjoy it, man. Have a good time. But don't come to me and say, hey, what's your thoughts on the rumors of this or the rumors of that, the rumors of this, when all it is exactly what we talked about. So, I mentioned Daniel Bryan before. Reason why I'm now bringing up Daniel Bryan's name is because of this. Tony Khan posted this tweet earlier today. Now, let's read this slowly. Whether you like AEW or you don't, just let it sink in for a minute. I'm betting that excitement from the most anticipated announcement in AEW history at Rampage, the first dance, which is tomorrow, will build up all through All Out, on pay-per-view. We will make new fans. We will welcome dormant wrestling households worldwide back into the fold. A new era in AEW begins tomorrow. Now, let that sink in for a minute. Does that sound like it just has to do with CM Punk signing? The voice of the voiceless, okay? I'm going to say something here that some of you may not like, but I think 99.9% of you out there will agree. Not everybody likes CM Punk. Not everybody thinks CM Punk is high almighty, most amazing talent to ever grace professional wrestling. CM Punk, for me, is extremely talented in the ring. He tells a good story. He's awesome on the mic. And that is a wonderful thing. Is CM Punk going to change AEW as a new era? Someone who people are saying is rumored to only be wrestling 12 times in his contract? I don't know, because a lot of you asked me, DT, could you find out about that? I am working on it. Did you see Goldberg revealed this week that he's got 2 matches left? You remember how many times in the last 2 years that I said he's got a year or 2 left on his contract, 2 to 3 matches a year? People only finding out this week what you and I knew for the last year and a half. The 12-match deal with CM Punk sounds low. I think it's more matches than 12, but I'm trying to get those answers. My point is, when you really take a step back and think about what Tony Khan just wrote, I don't think CM Punk changes AEW on that level. A new era in AEW. Yes, it could be the biggest announcement in AEW's history, sure. But this sounds like much more than just CM Punk. Maybe Daniel Bryan comes in with CM Punk tomorrow. Now, by this time tomorrow, we'll already know. Right now, it's 11:04 p.m. So by this time tomorrow, we'll already know what the announcement was. Now, obviously, since it's leading into All Out, that means something is happening at All Out. So obviously, it's referencing CM Punk. But CM Punk wrestling it All Out, is that be on that level where it changes the landscape of AEW? Maybe. Certainly wouldn't change at that level if he's just a referee or an enforcer to start. I have a feeling there is much more going on than just announcing that CM Punk will be at All Out. Whether he's wrestling, officiating, enforcer, whatever. I think there's more involved. Now, something that, what did Waco say? Just shout outs to friends tuning in live, which is always a good thing. By the way, shout out to everybody who's live right now. I promise you we will do the contest in 5 minutes. Yes, we are going to speed up the show a little bit so I can get some extra sleep. So I am rested and energized for tomorrow. You know, again, hopefully not too bad in the side effects department. Right now, the only side effects I have other than being tired is a cold nose. My nose is ice cold. I talked about this the other day. I think it was Patreon. But I personally think Daniel Bryan should debut tomorrow as well. Hell, debut 3 people. Debut 4 people. Yes, AEW has too many people on their roster already. Today they announced they have signed the former team Everrise to a deal. So somebody brought out a very good point today. They got no love from AEW fans. Because remember, everything is epic, amazing, unfucking believable. Sting yesterday was fun. Was it incredible, epic, unbelievable, amazing? No, it wasn't. It was entertaining. All right, you do what Sting did yesterday in WWE, and you'd have those same people say, the fucking guy no-sold. What does that say about the young stars of tomorrow that he just gets up? Hulk Hogan did that goofy shit. They would have ripped apart half of what happened yesterday. People use these outrageous terms because it's attention getters. Epic, amazing, unbelievable, historic. No, it was fucking fun. That's what it was. So somebody brought out a point today that got no love from AEW fans, and that point was, everyone just keep in mind, every time someone new is signed, someone else is losing an opportunity on TV. And you're seeing less and less of a lot of people who are on AEW's roster the last 2 years that were being developed nicely that are getting very little TV time. Soon you're going to have factions of 10, 20 people. The Dark Order is going to turn into the fucking, I don't know, the Dark Nation. I mean, you have to have factions, have to have 10, 20 people in it just to get people on TV. That's the facts. Somebody tried to challenge me yesterday about Andrade. Idolo! By the time he has his match against Pac, Andrade will be in AEW 12 weeks. In those 12 weeks, he has had one match for 4 minutes against Matt Sydal. That is one quarter of a year. 1 quarter of an entire year. He has had a 4-minute match. One. No injuries. No suspensions. Idolo! Can you imagine the negotiations? We're going to bring you in. Rest, relax, do your AAA stuff. For the first 4 months, you wrestle one time against Matt Sydal. How long do I have to wrestle? 4 minutes. I don't know, man. The 4-minute match, 3 months. Well, you have to do some backstage segments. Well, what am I going to have to do? I don't know, just dress nice and act like you have money. Idolo. Every single one of us would grab that contract. So every time someone else gets signed, welcome to All Elite. This person's All Elite. Evil Uno today is ecstatic about his friends being signed. And I notice a little pattern. Doesn't it seem like a lot of people that are getting signed have like best friends, no pun intended, in AEW? Hey, could you sign my friend? He's a decent wrestler. I know he wasn't used all that well, but I'm telling you, give him a chance. Just give him an opportunity. I mean, can we name 5 people that AEW has not signed who were close friends with people in that company? Everybody gets signed. You know, I wanted to bring this up about Fuego del Sol because last Friday I upset some people, and it sucks that I had to put a disclaimer, but I wanted to be a little respectful about it. You know, when I fake cried when Fuego got that contract, it was joking. I hear nothing but good things about the guy. He's a likable guy. And I said it reminds me of when Sean Waltman was the 1-2-3 kid. Do you realize what Fuego del Sol's record is in AEW? The chat room is on the screen right now. To my friends in the chat room, what do you think Fuego del Sol's record is in AEW? Do not look it up. Post it right now. Let's see who comes close. If some pay very close attention to what I say, you already know this answer. Nero Faye. He never lets me down. Fuego del Sol is 1-44. Now, yes, the wins and losses are all determined by Tony Khan and Who Dat and others. But, you know, let's be honest here. I mean, people making this epic, unbelievable thing about it, it's a nice, heartfelt story. You know, he's the lovable loser. All promotions should have some sympathetic, lovable losers, and that's not a negative thing. Yeah, well, when people are like, someone actually wrote to me and said, Fuego hasn't hit his peak yet, so they have something special. And I was like, he's 1 in fucking 44. He's 1 in 44. I mean, all right. And then he's Sammy Guevara's best friend too. You know, it just, like I said, I don't mind these signings. Some of these people definitely are worthy to be given a shot. But sooner or later, the dam is going to break. And people are going to either be let go or they're going to be on these bullshit contracts where they could work Impact and they could work MLW and they could work for Jim Steak and Ribs and Wrestling and they could work here and here and here. And then people will just write it off like, oh, no, that's the forbidden door. No, it's not. It's the low end of a contract, and AEW's name is on it, so it gives them status. But at the end of the day, AEW is paying them chump change, and they're allowed to work wherever else they want, as long as they contact Daddy first. Daddy, do you need me on Rampage Friday? Dick's Suplex and Sandwiches wants to book me. No, I don't have it, but good, go. That's what it is. Does anyone ever like reveal anything about what these contracts look like? If AEW was paying the amount of money that you'd think would be on a normal contract, why would they run the risk of having some of these stars getting seriously injured because they work for some bullshit random promotion and they're facing someone with 6 months of experience, but is very, very popular in that hometown? And no, we want you to help put this person over. And he goes in the ring and okay, let's lock up. But we didn't even start yet. Where's the key? Like, you don't do that. You remember Impact Wrestling, TNA? Do you remember what they were doing in 2004, 2005? Mish and I got into it very, very deep back then because Mish, out of everybody who I was doing shows with at that time, he was the only one that gave a shit about TNA and as far as the inner doings. You had Bill Behrens. Remember the name Bill Behrens? Bill Behrens, whenever a TNA wrestler worked in Indy Wrestling Company, they had to get approval from Impact Wrestling, TNA, NWA TNA first. And NWA TNA would get a little cut of the pie. I wrote a big article about it on my website. If you go to Wayback Machine, you could still read it. You look back on there, NWA TNA did it right. They did it right. Their contracts were a lot more expensive and they were a lot more exclusive. And if they were going to take their contracted talent and allow them to work for other promotions and face people that may not be the most experienced person in the ring, I mean, they're obviously going to sign off on it first, and that promotion is going to have to pay a little extra fee. You don't hear any of that stuff in AEW. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. But, when you see some of these people signed and then they're wrestling for 9 other promotions, it's not because they kicked down a forbidden door. That's nonsense. You go back to the indie days, even in parts of the 90s, you had wrestlers that worked for 4 or 5 different promotions. It's not a forbidden door. AEW is doing this so they could have people under contract that if they decide that they have the perfect storyline or the perfect use of someone, they have first dibs. They have first dibs. Okay, now we're going to put this person on TV. Sorry, blah, 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 blah. He can't work that day or she can't work that day. We're going to use that person. That's what is going on. You look at it, what are they going to do? Have 9 television shows? Watch, please. I beg you. Give it 2 weeks. And let's make up a list of wrestlers that did not work Elevation, that did not work Dynamite, and did not work Rampage. And I guarantee you there will be at least 20, 30, or 40 names on that list. Signing. You know, you understand the contracts. It's not exclusive. And the contracts are very, very laxed. Think about this. AEW is the promotion on the rise. Fast Track, major TV deal. You think AEW is going to jeopardize all of the people that are under contract? No. They're going to be very careful with their investments. So when you see some of these people locked up in a deal, understand they're really not locked up in the deal. Oh, you could work elsewhere, but by signing this contract, if we need you first, we get first dibs. Oh, it's better than nothing. That's what's going on. But that's not sexy. So nobody talks about it. And no one will call me out on that either. Because it's the truth. Let's do the contest. Then we'll take calls. And then we continue this conversation tomorrow. But I don't know how you feel about what I said about Daniel Bryan. Let me add one last thing about Daniel Bryan. It's a point that I made the other day too, and I think it's really, really important. The reason why I would have Daniel Bryan debut the same time with CM Punk is because not too long ago I did an impromptu poll. If you could pick only one of the two to debut in AEW, would you choose CM Punk or would you choose Daniel Bryan? And it was like 80 to 85% in favor of CM Punk. CM Punk, maybe Daniel Bryan doesn't mind, being second fiddle. I'm sure AEW does not want fans to treat it as second fiddle. They want these signings to feel major important. If you have Daniel Bryan debut next week, the week after, New York, it's not going to be on the same level as CM Punk. Want proof? Look at the last 2 weeks of everybody's shows out there, including yours truly. Every name that's in the title is CM Punk. Daniel Bryan's name is barely mentioned. Where's the countdown for Daniel Bryan's debut? Daniel Bryan could still go. Daniel Bryan was amazing on the mic and in the ring for WrestleMania, even before it. Daniel Bryan could still go on a main event level. No buzz, zero. So if AEW was smart, you have them both debut together. This way, when you look back at the history of AEW, they're both out there at the same time. You don't have people comparing CM Punk's debut to Daniel Bryan's debut, because it'll be like this. So if you ask me, if that was me, Daniel Bryan should debut tomorrow. Or whatever the announcement is, Daniel Bryan should be mentioned as well. I think you throw it all at the very same time, because when you look back on history, if this ends up being as good as we believe it's going to be, it'll feel so much stronger when we talk about, and I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example right now that will end any argument. If any of you out there say this to others and they question you, I'll give you one example now. Everybody will shut up. Hall and Nash. Whenever you talk about the NWO, whenever you talk about them jumping from WWF to WCW, they always say Hall and Nash. They don't say Scott Hall, and then Kevin Nash showed up a couple of weeks later. You know, maybe someone telling a story of the NWO and how it was created, maybe there. But whenever we talk about, oh, do you remember? Oh, my God, 1996, Hall and Nash, Hall and Nash, Hall and Nash, Hall and Nash. They want Daniel Bryan and CM Punk to be this era's Hall and Nash. Major names, leaving a rival company. Yes, CM Punk's been gone for a while, but debuting for AEW. They're not going to be outsiders. They're going to be family. You don't want it just to be CM Punk. When we look back on it, you want it to feel Hall and Nash. Hall and Nash. Not Hall, and then later Nash. Not CM Punk, and later Daniel Bryan. Punk and Bryan. Punk and Bryan. All right, let's do the contest. The rules are very simple. And if any of you out there are tuning in tonight that were not around last week, yeah, some people would be like, don't you dare, DT. They're tuning in tonight. Why not? All you had to do was post a comment on last week's show, last week's Thursday's Q&A. So if you post, I know Darren, God bless you, my friend. I appreciate every comment that you write on the pages. But as I said before, you could write 100 comments on Thursday. It doesn't give you 100 extra chances to win. The algorithm takes all individual names and picks one randomly. You don't inflate the odds. So all you have to do is you had to post a comment on last Thursday's show. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put on the screen a program. It's going to be live right now. It's called Pick a Winner. And all it's going to do, it's going to randomly select someone's comment from last Thursday's show. All you have to do is within the next 2 or 3 minutes, just pop in on a chat room here on YouTube and just say, I'm here to claim my prize. We match up avatars, we match up accounts. So, anybody that might have a similar name, if you try to claim it, it won't work. I'm just looking at some comments. Interesting stuff from you out there. But if the person is not here live right now and does not claim their prize in the next 2 or 3 minutes, and I will pick someone else random. So everyone has an equal shot to win. So without further ado, let's get the program ready. What I will do to make this a little bit neater. Hey, everybody. Okay, that was not it. All right, this is right. You almost started playing the video from before. It's not easy to have all this technical stuff on one person. I'm not going to blame it on getting the vaccine shot, but all right, let's pull this up. Okay, very easy. There we go. That was last week's show. Now, if you look on the left, see my mouse? See how over here? I'm over here. Okay. There is a program called Pick a Winner. Now I'm going to click this green button and it's going to randomly select a name. And if that person is in a chat room or shows up in the next 2 or 3 minutes, says, I'm here to claim my prize, that person will win the Bray Wyatt Foco. Very simple. So we could do one for practice, but there's no reason to. You know what? I know a lot of people are smiling right now. And just so you know that this is not a finagle contest, look. See, look, it's picking random names. Look, it's all random. See, his name came up again. It just randomly selects. So you might see, look, see VJ's came up twice. So I know a lot of people, I think, will be happy at this one because this man won a contest a couple of weeks ago. Hold on. That's better. Nero Fay. You bet. Oh, okay. He's already here. Nero Fay. Man, those shipping charges are going to suck. Nero lives in Israel. So, Near, do not feel guilty, my friend. I've been wanting to send you something for a while, but we want to do it the right way. So, you won the contest, Near. All you got to do is just type, I want my prize. So, if you refuse the prize, then I am forced to choose someone else. So, let's show it up close and personal again. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the Bray Wyatt Foco. That light is a little bright on the top. You know, I don't know if you could see it, but it's pretty cool. This is from WrestleMania. It is ceramic. See? And that's the back of it. You know, these just came out. I see people on eBay trying to sell them already for like $125. I have, I think, 4 more inside because I ordered 2. You know, one for someone from Monday, you know, that had a really unfortunate incident, and someone else. And not only did I get them already, today's only Thursday, but 6 were in there instead of 2, which is nice. It's pretty nice. And no, I did pay for the SummerSlam shirt. I don't want to, actually, it was a gift. I paid for it, but somebody's like, buy a shirt, and I will give you a super chat back as a gift. So, very cool. So, Near. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about, that was easy, whew, compared to Monday? How's about next week we do this? You can have your choice of a $50 gift card for either Amazon Pro Wrestling Tees or WWE. Amazon Pro Wrestling Tees or WWE, $50 gift card, and any t-shirt of your choice. Could be anybody. Could be a rival podcaster. I don't care. Or you get a t-shirt and you get AEW All Out for free. Whatever you use as a subscription, Fight TV or, you know, wherever else they normally air it. So your choice is a gift card and a shirt or the AEW All Out pay-per-view and a shirt. Is that good? Shout out to AS7607. Much love. I hope you're around tomorrow. Look, even if you're not the biggest AEW fan, I'm not saying her, but all of you out there, even if you're not the biggest AEW fan, yeah, hang out tomorrow live during the watch along, because you don't get moments like this all that often. Becky Lynch is making her return on Sunday. It's Captain Obvious. It's happening. It's not even a question. And it's going to be really cool to see her back. She's gone for a year. She never left. She had a baby. Got married. God bless her and Seth Rollins. In a perfect world, my Seth Rollins shirt shows up before SummerSlam, but I don't know if it will. But, you know, Becky Lynch, she never left. You know, she took time off, obviously. And I think her schedule will remain not as full-time as before because she is now a child. They have a family. But believe me when I tell you, and I've said this before, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were younger than CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. It's a different era. It's a different time. You do not get moments like this that often. Like I said, for me, it's Chris Jericho in 1999 for the WWF. And second place would be Kurt Angle in TNA. Yes, there have been other debuts and returns that have been awesome. No question. But when I say countdown, I'm talking about counting down the days. You know, 24 hours from now, we would have talked about, that's what I'm talking about. Every day you get closer, you're one day closer of that person debuting for a company. That you don't get. I mean, we could talk about that for anybody, but as far as a special, everybody's buzzing about it, this does not happen often. So tomorrow doesn't cost nothing. Hang out for a little while tomorrow. I'll have the chat room up. How the setup is right now is exactly how it'll be tomorrow. And we'll all react to some history. It's history. Looking back on it, it's not going to be on the level of an NWO, obviously, but it's still history. And I want to say one more thing, and then we'll take calls. Know what I would love to see happen amongst wrestling fans? Seriously. Of course, it's fun to debate your friends which promotion is better. When I was growing up, I lived in New York all my life. So for us, it was WWF. We got to see some NWA and we got to see some other wrestling, but it was not on the level of WWF. That was what we were exposed to. When you got a little bit older and you started tape trading, and then you got to see, Florida Championship Wrestling, and you got to see Mid-South, and you got to see some Memphis. A lot of people will try to claim to you that they were huge fans from New York. And I'm not singling anybody out. I'm just making a regional point that, oh my God, I'm addicted to this promotion growing up. How? We didn't get it for the most part on TV. I'm not talking about NWA now because we got that on TBS. But as far as like Florida goes and all we could get is wrestling magazines. There was no tape trading in the middle 80s. There was none. Where were you going to get the addresses to tape trade to people? That started in the 90s. And trust me, I tape traded with a lot of people, and I still got a lot of those tapes. But here's my point. When you got into the 90s, and I was a rabid fan of ECW, I used to have fun with my friends. Oh, that promotion shit. It's just violence. And then we would go back and forth. Why this person thought WWF was better. I thought ECW was better. This person thought WCW was better. And it was fun. In this day and age, the climate, you will have some very whacked out people out there. I can't use bipolar because I don't want to diminish that illness, which I know some of you out there do fight. But you got some people out there, some whacked out people out there. And I'm not saying bipolar people are whacked out, but you have some people out there that will turn around and say, at the end of the day, we're all wrestling fans and everybody should be able to enjoy what they want to enjoy. And at the end of the day, we could all laugh and have fun. And then literally 5 minutes later, everybody who was singing Judas last night on Dynamite is a whack job. They're not joking with all of you out there. You see where I'm going? That is one of the biggest problems with being a wrestling fan in 2021. If you support Meltzer, if you support AEW, if you support NXT, if you support this, and it doesn't go along with someone else, you are a AEW, part of my language, an AEW dick sucker. You are a whack job. You're a cult. You're this, you're that. The words that everybody uses. You know what I would love to see happen in 2021 or 2022? I wish every wrestling fan would see what I'm saying right now. You know what I would love to have? I would love each and every wrestling fan out there, whether they love AEW or they hate AEW, whether they love NXT or they think NXT sucks, whether they love WWE or they think WWE sucks. If you truly all allowed everyone to enjoy what they enjoy without you making fun of it, WWE is not dying like people try to portray it to be. WWE is not being sold tomorrow. Instead of this, what I follow is better than what you follow, so I am a smarter person than you, and I am not sheep, but you are. Instead, how's about we just enjoy what we enjoy and be happy for the people who enjoy something else, or let them fucking enjoy it without you mocking them. Because guess what? If everybody just enjoyed what they enjoyed without putting other people down, when AEW does surpass 2 million viewers, when SmackDown gets back to 2.5 million viewers, if Raw could turn it around and get 2.5 million viewers, it would be a pride factor that we could all turn around and say, wow, look at how many people are tuning into wrestling again. You got 6 million people watching wrestling every week. It's pretty fucking cool to be a wrestling fan right now. Because trust me, in 1998 and 1999, when you had WCW peaking with the NWO, when you had the Attitude Era starting to get its stride, when you had ECW with, to me, its greatest pay-per-view of all time, Heatwave 98, when you had all three of those companies and you added up the ratings for all three companies, and then you see this company drew 7 million, this company drew 4 million, this company drew 1.1 million, and then you look back on it, wow, 15 fucking million wrestling fans tuned in this week to watch wrestling. It's a pride factor. It's a pride. Yeah, man, Attitude Era was awesome. It was fun, the Monday Night Wars. We had a great fucking time. We all enjoyed wrestling. Everybody amped it up a notch, trying to outdo each other. No, in this day and age, when you do the same thing, you're mocked. You're made fun of. You're put down. You're called stupid. You're called moronic. You defend NXT. What are you, fucking stupid? What are you, retarded? What is something wrong with you? You fucking dick sucker? You don't see... I see that every goddamn day. And people try to cover it up with jokes so they don't eventually get the masses back at them. Keep poking the other side over and over again, and sooner or later they bite back. So it's hidden behind a joke. Oh, no, I'm just fucking around with you. Oh, okay. We should have some fun and pride that we're still wrestling fans in 2021. That's what I would love to see. Attitude Era is not coming back, whether you like it or not. Monday Night Wars are never going to be what it was before. But man, if we just truly enjoyed what we enjoyed and not have to put down the other side because they disagree or they have a total different view on it, Goldberg. I like Goldberg. I always like Goldberg. I know what's going to happen Sunday. I think I know. I've been right more times than not. If he embarrasses himself, I'll be the first person here to criticize it. But if he has a decent match with Lashley and Lashley comes out on top, and looking back in the record books, Goldberg lost to Lashley, I can deal with it. It's only one match of 12. And it's only going to be 3 or 4 minutes long. But what happens online? What are you, fucking stupid? Goldberg sucked in the 90s. He sucks today. Well, this fucking Gold. Why do they keep bringing this guy on TV? Why does he keep bringing up his son? There's something weird about Goldberg with his son. He keeps bringing up his son. He has nothing else to talk about, so he talks about his son. You know, creative is the one that told Goldberg to focus on that. But that doesn't sound good. Well, fucking Goldberg goes, ugh. So you don't like Goldberg? Ignore it. Ignore it. Why do I need, if I don't like something, why do I need to go on Twitter? You see it every goddamn week. Oh, AEW's on. Oh, I forgot. I got to clean the shit around my toilet bowl. Are you fucking 12? That's the shit that pisses me off. Be a wrestling fan, not a dick. Anyway, let's take some calls so we can get out of here soon. Soon. You notice, since I brought up how horrendous the numbers were at the Grizzled Young Veterans, you remember what I said? They're going to have to do a comedy storyline as an attempt to get over? They did the golf segment with Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, and that was it. One match, and that's it. Soon. Anyway, soon. Friday, I'm going to do predictions for SummerSlam. It's going to be a busy night Friday, which is tomorrow. So not only do we have the show tomorrow watch along from 10 p.m. to 11. Then from 11 to about 11:30, 11:45, we'll review SmackDown, do predictions for SummerSlam. That's it. AEW's rating, I almost forgot, 975,000. I don't know why people are calling that a disappointment. I mean, people are bringing up, oh, the last 2 weeks, the Olympics were on and the ratings still went down. Well, that's why you shouldn't have said that the Olympics affected the ratings in the first place. He proved our argument. 975 is a kick-ass number. And that number will be interesting going forward for the foreseeable future. So, thank you, Austin, for the kind words. I'm trying to get myself a little energized. You know, I was talking about gifts earlier. I don't know if every single one of you saw this. I showed you one of our channel members got me, which was very, very generous of him. Another one of our channel members, Ronnie, got me this. It is a pack of WWF gummy bears from 1999. These are almost 23 years old. He wants me to eat one live on the show. Now, I'm on keto, so I am not supposed to have any sugar. I have never ate outdated stuff like this, rancid stuff. So I have to get a little bit of knowledge as far as how to detect when something is no longer good. I will tell you that these are hard as a rock, that if I threw one of these in your eye, you'd get me arrested and I would go to jail. Yes, Don Tony was arrested for throwing a gummy bear in somebody's eye. These things are hard as a rock. These feel like glass. So, Nate is asking for my address. You know, look, if some of you out there, and by the way, Joe McGee, very, very appreciative of your generosity. He wants to send me a pair of legit WWF Tag Team Championship belts to give away on one of my shows. And honestly, I thank you so much for that. I think that is a little much, to be honest with you. I know some of you out there right now like, boo, shut up, DT, once again. I know, but that is extreme. I appreciate it. But, you know, if anybody out there ever wants to send something interesting, something you think would be cool to put on the wall, you know, yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate it. I thank you very much for that. For those that just want the address for any reason in the future, no wedding gifts, by the way. I will send it back. I have some of you, are you going to make a little list on Amazon, a gift list? I appreciate that, but, you know, we're in bad times right now with COVID. You know, enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. You know, down the line, maybe things change. But anyway, my address mailing is Anthony DeBlasi, obviously. P.O. Box 140128. And look, this isn't like shows from 15 years ago that once I say it, if you didn't have a pen, then that's it, you were too late. So even with the hotlines, you could pause the show and you could just play back 5 seconds. It's P.O. Box 140128, Howard Beach, Howard Beach, New York. And the zip code is 11414-0128. And yeah, I just threw it out there. So, you know, if anybody, I don't want to say like mail, but if, you know, you want to send mail or something, you know, you can, you know, just don't send me drugs. Please, for some of you out there that don't know the story, and I promise you we'll take calls in literally 2 seconds. 1 minute. I didn't take the do not disturb off yet, but I'm just getting everything ready. It's got to be at least 10 years now. I don't know why I'm thinking 2008, but it might be 2008, 2009-ish. But I don't know who it was. I don't know how they got my home address. I know I certainly did not give it out. But one day, it was right around my birthday, I think it was. I get mail, my mailbox in my condo. So I open up the mailbox, and there's an envelope addressed to me. There's no name on the envelope. And it's like a little bumpy in the middle. I had no idea what it was. I didn't think anything nefarious. So I brought it in the house with a couple other things. And then later that day, I opened it up. I thought, honestly, it was a birthday card from one of my relatives. And, I don't know what they would have put in the envelope. But I opened the card. I opened the envelope, and it's a card. It says, happy birthday. Yeah, it's got to be after 2008 because it was DT. And I talked about it on the show, said, happy birthday, DT. All the best. Enjoy your birthday. And there was a whole bunch of pills inside. And one of the pills, I knew what it was right away. It was Xanax. I went online and I looked up because I think all pills have like numbers on them. And I just did a Yahoo search of every pill with the number and the shape, and it matched it up. And it was a Xanax stick. It was Oxycontin. It was a bunch of like drugs, painkillers and stuff. I flushed them down the toilet. Number one, I would never accept medication from anyone out there. But on top of it, I have no idea who sent it. Whoever sent it, I'm sure they probably had the right intentions. But, getting anonymous drugs in the mail is not something yours truly wants. So, yeah, we talked about it on the show. I remember doing the show like the next day or the day after. No, it was a couple of days after. And I was like, I got this card in the mail. I don't know who sent it to me. Thank you very much. But, I had to flush your drugs down the toilet. All right. So I'm going to take the do not disturb off. Here's what we'll do. We're at 1 hour and 42 minutes. Let's go to 2 hours. So we'll do 18 minutes worth of calls. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but we do enough calls during that time. Just like I said, just keep your questions, right to the point. So I'd love to get through as many as possible. So the phone lines, as you can see on the screen, 225-366-8669 and 833-366-8686. All right. Do not disturb is off. Phone line should open in a couple of seconds. And we'll take some calls. It's 11:49 p.m. now. So we'll go to about... Oh, Jay Carlos, my friend, thank you so much for your generosity as always. Much love for the people in the chat. Loves the show. Shout outs to Chris Segovia. Ken, terminated by DQ. Ken, you got your shout out. Sam, Austin, Nance, Nero, Faye, and everyone else online. Much love. Much love. Thank you, Carlos. Really appreciate that. Good evening. You're on. Who is this?
Hey, DT. This is Nir. How you doing?
Hey, Nir. Hey, congrats. You got your prize.
Yeah. It's awesome. Thank you.
I'll get it out to you either tomorrow or Monday. So I don't know how long it'll take, but, I'll put on the envelope so it goes through customs. I'll put that is a WWE wrestling toy or a wrestling. I don't want to put bobblehead because that might be a little unclear. So I'll just put wrestling figure or something.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Anyway, yeah, how you feeling, man? How you doing
I'm
after
doing
the COVID shot?
pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. And Jay Calls, I apologize. I just realized that is an old question. It was an old question. I'm feeling all right. I mean, my fiance asked me earlier, she said, if I would have been asleep and somebody gave me this shot while I was asleep, would I know that I got injected with something? Like, basically what she's saying is that if I got the shot while I was sleeping and didn't know I got a needle. The way I feel right now, would I think that something is wrong with me, like I don't feel well, or do I feel like I might have gotten some type of shot? And I told her, I said, other than, right now my nose being a little cold and a little itchy, and I think the itchy is from wearing a mask, but other than being a little cold, no, I'm fine. I mean, I've been taking my temperature off and on for the last, it's 97.9, so it's pretty much back to normal. But I feel good. I feel good. Tomorrow will be the day that I should feel it.
That's great. People here are really going up to speed with getting the third shot as well.
Okay, good.
Probably
good.
In a week or two, I'm going to be able to take the third as well, and I'm going to do it, of course. Anyway, what I want to talk to you about is not wrestling related, if it's okay.
Sure.
I want to talk a little bit about it. I want to talk a little bit about Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You see the images, you see what's going on, and of course it's horrible. Do you think that the U.S. could have done something different? And I'm not talking about 20 years ago, not to go in the first place, that you can change.
Near, I don't know what just happened. I didn't touch anything, I swear. Maybe you could call back in. I know what Near was going to ask. Do I think that the United States could have done more right now, not necessarily 20 years ago? Let me see if this is him. If this is not him, I'll answer your question in a second. But good evening, you're on. Who's this?
Hi, this is Alex. How are you
Alex.
doing, DT?
Hey, what's up?
Good. How are you?
Good.
How's New York coming in?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, as far as like COVID, I mean, we're up to like 4% positivity rate. 4,000 cases is a lot of cases every day, but it's gonna go down eventually. I mean, I think it's gonna go much higher before it goes back down. But the United States, if anybody looks at the trends, it follows the UK trend almost to the T. And UK had this sharp decline in cases, like abruptly.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, there's one doctor out there. I don't remember his name. He is from, I believe he is from, I don't know if he's from India, but he's definitely from, that area of the world. And he showed side by side, like COVID in the UK and in the United States, and it really mirrors each other. I mean, really. So we're about 3 weeks behind as far as what's going on in the UK. But honestly, what's interesting that's happening now in New York is in New York, you're not allowed inside a restaurant or gyms or other places unless you're vaccinated. You're not allowed in. And,
sorry for cut you off. I apologize. I was going to make a quick answer real quick.
Sure.
And last night, I just watched Hannibal TV. You probably know Dennis Nicholson.
Yeah.
There was a quick video. He had an interview with Big Kaz. You might know Big Kaz.
Yes.
And it was only a short video. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't know if you subscribed to it on YouTube. But Dennis Nicholson told him straight up about Big Kaz, about you're way lower to down right now, and you're not making it to the big league right now whatsoever. And then Big Kaz comes off as saying, you look like you got yourself a black eye or something. And Dennis Nicholson really got triggered a bit, and he's just like cut his Zoom out. I don't know what chat he's on, but he told Big Kaz to go fuck himself. And trust me, it's on YouTube. It's on Hannibal TV. It was a really 1 minute and 30 second YouTube. He was interviewing with Big Kaz.
Do you think that they were scripting something, or you think it was legit?
I think it's legit, man, because when I look at Dennis Nicholson's face, he's probably fucking pissed. Excuse my language, but I have no idea what's happening. I'm trying to do my research and see if there's full interview with him, but I couldn't find anything. That's only one interview he had.
There's a few people that I trust who I know are friends of Kaz. Bison Smith, who is no longer with us. I was good friends with Bison Smith, and he educated me a lot about Devin Nicholson from back in the day when he used to wrestle, I think, in Puerto Rico and stuff. I have a few people that are friendly with Big Kaz, but not with Devin Nicholson. So I would not know much as far as his side of the story, but I'll find out. I'll try to have an answer for you by tomorrow. Seriously. I have someone I'm thinking of right away that I could find out, are they setting up something, or is this legit? To me, it sounds legit. Because cutting someone off after a minute and a half and then it's setting up for something with a promotion, that's kind of like, I don't know. I don't think Big Kaz would do something like that, but I'm going to check it out. Now you got my interest piqued on that. I got my views on Devin Nicholson, but I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. Sorry for cutting you off about the COVID.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah, trust me. I know what's going on over there because, trust me, my mom's a nurse. She knows what's going on. She knows what's going on. She'll tell me what's going on. And sorry, I've got a little chills right now meeting you.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, it's just me. It's nothing. Look, it's going to get a little worse before it gets better, but it'll get better.
Yeah,
it's going to get better.
Yeah, we'll see. We never know. I honestly don't know yet.
No, but thank your mom for what she does because I see a lot of nurses talking about what they go through. And my neck of the woods, there's an area called Corona, Queens, that early last year, if the stuff that went on, I don't wish that on any neighborhood in any hospital. I know nurses all over the place working their ass off, but what I saw happen in Corona was really disturbing. So,
yeah, that's true. All right, DT.
My friend, have a good night.
You too. You
all the best.
As well.
Don't be a stranger. Right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good luck with your marriage too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Peace out.
What I just wanted to add about the COVID is that here in New York, you're not allowed inside a restaurant or a gym and some other place unless you show proof that you have at least one shot of the vaccine. And there's been a couple of incidents already in my neighborhood where somebody went in to eat and they didn't have their COVID card with them and they wouldn't let them in the restaurant and it almost got violent. A lot of places, there's a Chinese takeout place a block away from my office that they have a big sign on the door right now. You're not allowed inside without a mask. And the reason why they're doing that is because they want to avoid, having to ask people for COVID cards. Imagine that you just want to pick up your Chinese food and you can't walk inside to pick up the food because you're not vaccinated. It's getting a little wild out there quickly. But, what the inspectors are doing is they're not going to take it out on the customers, but they're going to randomly show up at restaurants and other places, and they're just going to observe. And they're going to see if the places are checking people's ID and stuff like that. So, good evening, you're on. Who is this?
Hey, Don-O-Mite.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Steve?
Steven. Oh, you remember me?
Yeah, I recognize the voice. So, how you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm good. Everything's good. I'm happy to see you,
Yeah. I just turned my watch off because even though I took the ringers off, the watch kept going off. So I shut it off. Nir, I'll answer your question about Afghanistan in a second because I definitely have something to say that might surprise a lot of people out there. But what's on your mind, Steve?
So I have two questions. Only two questions.
Sure.
So, did you talk about Roman Reigns today or not yet?
What about a CM Punk comment?
Oh yeah, you talked about that, right? Or
No, I didn't talk about it. Because honestly, it was not anything controversial. It wasn't anything controversial. Basically, Roman Reigns did an interview with that Ariel Helwani, a guy. And look, that guy, I have nothing against Ariel. But he's not going to do an interview with the head of the table, one of the biggest stars in WWE, and try to bait him into a controversial comment. Obviously, the CM Punk topic is a big enough topic to be mentioned. But what Roman Reigns said, there was nothing wrong with it. Basically, Roman Reigns said that CM Punk was never on the level of someone like John Cena or The Rock. And that is true. It's a fact. But
you agree?
Oh, I agree. But I also say this. This is what mostly everyone else is not saying. A lot of that is WWE's fault. Vince McMahon and WWE never knew how to utilize CM Punk to its ultimate maximum. They didn't utilize him to the level that they could have gone with him. Look at Roman Reigns. He had COVID, and he had a year without legit crowd reactions to basically WWE to tweak and mold and change and this and that. WWE had 1,000% support behind him. CM Punk, his attitude is always an outsider. CM Punk always had this attitude that if he's really mad about something, he'll just say, he would speak his mind. And yeah, that's the voice of the voiceless, and that takes a lot of guts to be straight up like that. But that does not work well with management. And WWE, the word I was going to say is potential. They never use CM Punk to his true ultimate potential. Some of the use of him, the storylines, it was enough to appease. But, when people talk about the summer of Punk 2005, other than WrestleMania weekend, I don't recall Ring of Honor getting 2,000-3,000 people to watching their shows in person every time Punk main evented. No, it was 500 to 600 people. When CM Punk went to TNA didn't know how to use him either. CM Punk was never used to the potential that he could have been. So sure, it's very easy to say that he was never on the level of Cena or Roman Reigns or The Rock or others because WWE chose not to make him on that level. That's not CM Punk's fault. But Roman Reigns was not being malicious. I mean, again, if you really break down CM Punk's career, it never drew the amount of money. It never sold as much merchandise. Yeah, the white CM Punk shirts, when they first came out with the bolt and everything, and the straight edge stuff, yeah, that sold crazy. But, that lasted for a short period of time, and then that phased out a little bit. It's not CM Punk's fault. But what Roman Reigns said, there was no controversy behind it. There was nothing. That's why I didn't even bring it up. People just want sound bites to gossip. It's not news. I mean, if people out there are recapping the full interview, fine. But to take 1-2 sentences out of it and make it sound like Roman Reigns, I'm not saying you're doing this, but to make it sound like Roman Reigns is throwing shade to CM Punk, that's not true. It's not true. Roman Reigns didn't say anything wrong. But CM Punk is not to blame for that either.
Yeah. You think he was trying to say like, oh, he didn't have the best matches in WWE, or like he wasn't good on the mic? Good.
No.
Like you said, he was good on the mic. Remember you said that?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Roman Reigns was giving a straight up, by the numbers answer, and there was nothing wrong with what he said. It was not controversial.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. If anybody's going to take that shit personal and get angry at it, if CM Punk is not the one doing it, neither should anyone else.
Okay. My second question was, So SummerSlam is this Saturday. What do you think of the matches so far? They're okay, or you like them?
Yeah, I think SummerSlam is gonna feel bigger than WrestleMania when everything is said and done. The matches, there's a nice balance, a little bit of everything. You know, I mean, as much as I don't want to see Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie, that match is definitely going to follow one of the bigger matches on the card. So there's going to be some bathroom breaks here and there, but no, SummerSlam at the end of the day is going to be an outstanding show. It's going to be an excellent show. When you see 70,000 people there and you see, you know, WWE's not dying. Like I said, people should want to recreate 1998, where wrestling just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Instead, people want AEW bigger and WWE smaller. No. Let's make wrestling bigger, period. That's what should be happening. So, no, SummerSlam is going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's safe there, you know, because the case is going up. Like, the Bianca Belair and Banks match, that should be different than the WrestleMania match, hopefully. Or, you know.
Oh, well, that's why they get paid the big bucks. Yeah. They will tell a different story than WrestleMania. And it will be different because Sasha Banks is a heel, and I won't be surprised if Carmella tries to interfere. Will not be surprised if Zelina Vega tries to interfere, so they get a little payday as well. The match will be a lot different than the WrestleMania match.
Okay. Thanks, Don Tony.
Much love, my friend. Have a good weekend. Enjoy SummerSlam.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. Take care. Very quickly, before I take another call, we're going to start wrapping this up soon. 20 minutes goes like that. Let me just, because Thursdays we talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be wrestling. When Neer was asking about Afghanistan, I know there's enough of you out there that are following that news and being concerned about it. And I'm going to answer it this way, that it's going to probably anger some people out there, but you know me, I'd rather be straight up and honest and tell you exactly how I feel. Without question, the United States could have done more right now to prevent what happened. The problem is that when you have other nations in that country for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years, and the minute they pull out, all the rats come out to play, which is Taliban. It gets to a point where the Afghan people, which is millions and millions and millions and millions, they have to step up and fight for their liberty, fight for their rights, fight these Taliban. When other countries go into other countries and they're called invaders, we're trying to push our livelihoods and our religion and our agendas, and the United States, you know, is looked at as evil. And then the minute the United States troops leave and like, please come back, please. It gets to the point, really, I don't like what I see on the TV. That is horrible. But I also look at that country, and instead of everybody joining up with each other to drive this Taliban out, they just want to get on a plane and leave. You know, and after 20 years of that, yes, the United States, honestly, what the United States or any country should not do is, you'll never learn. Now you're going to learn the hard way. Now you're going to hit rock bottom, and now we're going to sit back and you're going to defend your own country. You can't do that. For civil rights, you can't do that. The United States need to send troops back and need to send other countries back too. But instead of training 300,000 Afghans to defend that country, they need to tell this country, this is it. You need to start taking care of yourself. And we can't keep coming back and bailing you out. That's my honest opinion about it. You know, I mean, the guy that was, and I'm not trying to compare the two, but if you remember 2 weeks ago, guy that was saying some horrible shit about me, simply because I called him a goof. You know, I mean, look, I shouldn't be calling people that anyway, but don't take it too seriously. But the point is that I made the remark that sometimes rats try to portray themselves as cute and innocent and harmless. And then sometimes you have to, once cheese is there, scattered around, or once you leave the house, then the rats come out to play and show their true colors. Without naming names, there's at least 10 people online that are some of your biggest darlings in the podcast world, social media land, at least 10 that come off as the nicest people around. And if I ever showed you the screenshots of what some of you sent to me and said, DT, you got to give me your word. You will never show this publicly. Because if I get outed, I don't want to have tons of people going after me. No. Let me see. And it's somebody putting me down, making fun of my fiance, saying I'm this. And meanwhile on social media, posting comments over and over again that, you know, a lot of these people that say what they say online, they would never say it to people's faces. They get punched right in the mouth. They're the ones doing it. So rats sometimes could look cute and innocent and harmless. But soon as you leave, they come out to play. The Taliban are nothing but rats, in my opinion. You see on the news, no, we want to give women equal rights. And then you hear about a woman getting shot because she wasn't wearing a burqa the other day or something like that. But again, when does the Afghan country step up and defend themselves? And I don't see that. I don't see that. After 20 years, you know, this is such a bad analogy, but I think almost every single one of you will agree on this. Man, I got to say this the right way. Somebody that I know personally, it's not anybody any of you know. I swear on my mother, it's not anybody you know. Somebody I know personally. He is, I think, 55 years old right now. And he had a bad marriage, and he moved back home with his parents about 3 or 4 years ago. And it was just temporary because he got kicked out of his house and just, you know, he was just going to stay there temporarily and he was going to find his own place and this and that. Now this is X amount of years later, 3, 4, 5 years later. Not only does he live in the basement, he doesn't pay rent, he doesn't work, he sits on the computer and the TV all day long. And the father said it 3, 4 years ago. You're only going to stay here temporarily. You know, don't get used to this because we're not going to keep bailing you out and keep, you know, paying for all your stuff. Now this is 3, 4, 5 years later. And now exactly what the father warned happened. Got so comfortable, relying on everybody else to pay for his bills. And now he is in that basement. And what are you going to do? Kick out their own son? Throw him out on the street? He's 55 years old. His parents got to be in their upper 70s. So, you know, people get too comfortable. You know, when the United States, you know, drops billions, if not trillions, into other countries building this, building that, building this, building that, and you don't do it yourself. There is a satisfaction about doing things yourself. And when you get used to everybody outside doing things for you, and then something goes wrong and you immediately call for them for help, you did nothing to try to improve yourself. That's how I look at it. Yes, United States and other countries should go back in there now and take care of this problem. But they need to also publicly say, this is it. After 20 years, you learned nothing. Instead of everybody wanting to fight and stand for their country and freedom, they want the first plane out. That's how I feel about it. All right, let's take 2 more calls and call it. I feel pretty good right now. I mean, I'm going to have to oh, that was fast. Hey, good evening. You're on. Who's this?
Hey, this is Garth from Oklahoma.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not much. We're raising, I'm trying to remember. Look, I understand the way it is going on for our country and the pandemic, this and that. But I'm going to say this, I respect everybody's opinion, no matter what. I'm not Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm just independent. But the way what happened in Afghanistan, look, I feel sorry for our military and this and that. But the way our president, Joe Biden, I'm sorry, he has done nothing but make mistakes. We haven't even got a full year yet, and it's already got bad. Now, look, I respect their opinions, no matter what. And I think I agree what you're saying. No matter what, I respect people's opinion. Like, people get triggered from not gets attention on Twitter, but they're not worried about their own people. And it's just disgusting.
I agree.
It really is.
I agree.
All they want is, and it's just, excuse me. My room's chilling sometimes.
That's all right.
But it's just the way I'm seeing right now. It makes me frustrated to see my people. And I'm not talking about, we're just the state people, whatever. I'm talking about we as American people. The way it is going on, I am not happy with what is going on, with this direction, what just happened, and this and that.
A lot of people are fearing another terrorist attack in the United States, that it seems like it's building to that climate that, put it this way, it seems like people are more concerned about Danny DeVito losing his Twitter verified status and Joe Biden canceling out $5.8 billion of student debt instead of, taking care of much more urgent matters. And, it's horrible. It's horrible. That's why I got so fed up with politics. I know that sounds selfish, but I am not thrilled about almost everything that is going on right now. I'm not thrilled with it at all.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Oh,
but here's the thing. Here's what I found out really interesting. A lot of people, when I got this interesting stuff. Now, you can take a grain of salt or disagree with what I say. You have the right. I heard they might have talks to remove Joe Biden. Now, I don't know if it's going to be confirmed. Don't quote me about that. They might have to use the 25th Amendment to remove Joe Biden. That's what I understand correctly. Now, you can take it as a grain of salt, like I said before. The way it's just going on.
Yeah, I mean, they teased that with Trump also. They teased that, and it really didn't go anywhere. I mean, a lot of people I know think that ultimately Kamala Harris is going to be the president. That's what a lot of people think. I don't know how this gets resolved. Even if, first of all, I think it would be civil war if they did do that to Biden. I didn't vote for Biden. And honestly,
neither would I.
I don't like Biden at all. but I don't like most of our government right now. But I'll say this, even if they remove Biden, just me thinking about what Kamala Harris didn't do about the border, it's like, I don't know if taking him out of office helps in any way. I think, unfortunately, it sucks that tragedy has to happen to understand that, someone you may like doesn't necessarily mean that they should be president, and someone you don't like doesn't mean that they shouldn't be president. It's just who gets the job done. And to see so many things happening at the same time, eventually there's a saying that eventually you eat your young, you eat your own. And I see that happening now. Like, I never in a million years ever expected CNN to start really turning on Biden like they did the last day or two, but they really have. And a lot of people who were gushing about Cuomo, now, they look ridiculous, so, it's sooner or later, people are going to realize that, you can't simply have people in office, whether they're president, senator, or anywhere else, simply because they give off a good vibe. Because it's sometimes it's like Afghanistan. Sometimes you got to give some tough love. And, obviously it's a humanity issue right now, but, I don't see tough love, period, with anything. I mean, with this COVID thing, I have landlords that have insurance with me that are owed $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in rent. And because of that, they can't pay their property tax. And now they're $40,000, $50,000 in debt, owing the city property tax. And when they speak out and say, I can't have all these tenants living here for free, they're labeled the bad guy. Oh, you own a house. You should be able to afford it. You can deal with this. You're greedy landlords. It's just everywhere you look, things are messed up right now. That's why I just try to enjoy myself. I know it sounds selfish, but I don't know how many years I have left, and I'm just going to be happy as much as I can. And yeah, I will quietly vote certain people, in office in the future. But I realize, if I yell out, it's just going to yell into the wind, and it's not going to do anything about it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong to speak your mind to it. I have no complaint about it. And I enjoy to listen to you guys. I really do.
I appreciate it.
And you're welcome. Even if we disagree, I'm saying it wrong. Even if we agree or disagree, we respect people's opinions and their beliefs.
Absolutely. You're coming a dying breed, but have a good night, my friend. All the best to you.
Oh, you too. And I will definitely try to watch Rampage this Friday if I can.
I think it'll be fun. Just the atmosphere of the crowd and just that surprise element. I mean, I think it'll just be fun. Just the fact that we're just wrestling fans. Doesn't necessarily have to be an AEW fan to enjoy it. So I think it'll just be fun. It doesn't happen that often.
And I'll be watching Bellator MMA at the same time, so I'm going to have to do a quick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's that point? I hope you have a good night.
You too.
And good luck, my friend.
All right. Thank you very much. Take care.
Oh, you too. Same thing. Bye.
All right. Well, I love that we can have some serious convo sometimes. There's a lot of messed up stuff in the world. Sometimes you got to have some real conversation. It's a shame. I don't talk about politics unless you want me to talk about it. But I see what's going on, and I don't like most of it. I don't. Even with the COVID stuff, I mean, it's just, people should want to just try to help each other get through this. And it's just, you're labeled one way, you're labeled this, sucks. It sucks. But anyway, I'm going to take one more call, and then we'll call it for the night. Tomorrow we'll be right back here. We'll have Rampage to talk about. There we go. Hey, you're on. Who's this? Oh, we lost him. No, we didn't. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
Oh, hi. Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
I got you.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, this is Mark Anderson.
Hey, Mark.
Don Tony. And well, I want to tell you about like a TV show, the wrestling TV show on Stars. It's called Heels. I don't know if you heard of it. I don't know if you watched it, but you should check it out. I mean, the first episode was really good. And, you know, you said it's based off of fictional, like, wrestling territory, and, you know, it has, like, a good cast on there.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret.
Uh-huh.
I guess the advertising company for them, or the promotional company, reached out to me about a month ago. They wanted me to plug it, talk about it, and, you know, advertise. And, you know, I was like, yeah. I was like, perfect. You know, we do wrestling. I said, you know, I'll love to do it. And they told me exactly what they wanted. And, you know, it was fine. And, you know, I said that, you know, I'll put this much time aside and talk about episodes, talk about this and that. And then when it got closer, and then the guy, like, started disappearing, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So I was like, all right. You know, I told them that I wanted to see the show anyway. I think once they heard that, they expected me to, like, devote all this time to it, and they wouldn't have to, like, pay any money for advertised stuff like that. And I would have definitely gone out of my way to watch it and talk about it every single week. But then when, you know, business is business, and when the guy flakes out and disappears, and then the next thing you know, you hear the advertisements being done on 5 other shows out there, I'm like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I'll talk about it when I feel like watching it. And right now, you know, with work, with family, with the shows, with other things going on, you know, that's not like on my priority. Like, I got to stop what I'm doing to watch it. But I will tell you, I have seen a few clips, and from what I've seen so far, like the commercials, they were showing the guy with his family, and, you know, the brothers and Heel and Faye, like, it looked a little bit corny. But then when I watched some bigger clips, I'm like, okay, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I mean, it's not the wrestler, but it is about, you know, struggling on the indies. And, you know, it looks like it's definitely worth a watch.
You got to, like, if you have a chance, you got to check out episode 1. I guarantee, like, after you check out episode 1, they'll have you hooked. They'll have you hooked to wanting to watch it.
I
Like,
will
you know,
watch it next week. I promised my fiance we would watch Suicide Squad first. So I have to watch that first. Then I'll check out Heels, and I'll definitely let everybody know my thoughts. I'll definitely check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to tell you about it. I mean, it's crazy how, with the advertiser story, I mean, that's insane. But
it's all right. I was going to watch it anyway, but I just wasn't going to go out of my way and do big sections on shows talking about it. But I will definitely watch it sometime next week, and I'll definitely talk about it. It sounds like a great show. I'm glad you like it. I've had other people tell me that it's pretty damn good, and from what I've seen so far, it looks like it was very well done, and it looks like they had the right people involved to really give that feel of the indies and regional indies, and, you know, tiny promotion with 50 people. You know, you could watch that on TV and you could try to recreate that emotion in the behind the scenes, but it looked like that they got the right people behind the scenes to really have that emotion portray onto the show. So,
you know, they definitely did. But yeah, I mean, I hope you check it out. You know, maybe you'll talk about it one day. Yeah, if you have a time in your busy schedule, with life or whatever, just check it out. You'll like it.
Okay.
I just wanted to, you know, come in here and tell you about it in case you didn't hear about it.
Yeah. Much love, my friend. Thank you for letting me know.
Much love to you, too. See
Be
you
well.
Tony.
Take care.
Be well. You too. Bye.
I think we'll take one more. Let's take one more. I know we ended up going 30 extra minutes. It's all good. We had a good conversations tonight. Great diversity of topics. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
That damn government cut us off, DT.
Yeah.
This is near.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard
Which government, though?
my explanation, but I just feel that, you know, it gets to a point. I mean, this is humanity crisis right now, so I really think nations should intervene. But I think also the message needs to be clear that, you know, they said 15 years ago, we're not nation builders. And then they did it 10 years ago. Then they did it 5 years ago. But meanwhile, you know, it seems like nobody learned anything. And it seems like everybody just became lazy. I hate to say it like that. It just seemed like everybody became lazy. I think the Afghan, the residents do care about their country, do care about their freedom, and do care about their lives. But I also feel that they just got too comfortable with getting assistance from everyone else, you know. And I think it gets to the point you gotta take care of business now. All the nations got to go back.
I agree with you.
But after that, they need to cut out. They got to cut out the one-liners, and they got to just say, look, after 20 years, you know, like, nobody stepped up. You just picked up and went to the airport. And, you know, we're going to take care of this now. We're going to stop the bleeding. We're going to get the Taliban out of there. But after this, you know, you don't step up for yourselves, no one else will. I think that has to be said.
Here's the problem, though. I agree with everything you said. But here's the problem that people don't understand. And this is going to sound very, very weird, but you got to understand this. There is no Afghan people. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are Uzbeks, there are Tajiks, there are Sharia. There is no Afghan nationality. That's why it is hard for them to say, I'm going to defend my country, because they see themselves as Uzbeks, as Tajiks, as Iranian. And when you build an army with Uzbeks and Tajiks and nobody is feeling Afghani, how can you expect them to defend their country? I totally agree that it's on them. They need to take responsibility. They need to rise up to the Taliban. But you can't do it when you don't feel pride in your national. Like, if somebody attacks Israel, for example, there are Israelis that want to defend their country. That's not the same with Afghanistan. It takes time to build it. It's not even, but you're right. It was the U.S. is not a nation builder. We can't wait 20 years and expect that the Afghan people will feel their nationality and pride.
Why didn't the Afghan government? Why didn't the Afghan government have the government and have everybody represented?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The government of Afghanistan needs to be for all its minorities and people. Yeah.
I saw that one. I don't know her name, but I saw that one woman who was a mayor or leader for one area in Afghanistan, and she said, you know, like, I'm waiting for the Taliban. Come try to get into my neighborhood. Go ahead and try to kill me. And, you know, everybody was praising her online and everything. And, you know, that's very, very, you know, it sends a strong message. But something tells me the Taliban is like, sure, no problem. We'll be there soon. You know, I just don't understand why nobody emphasized for the last 20 years that the Afghan government needs to have everybody represented. Look, I'm not trying to use Trump. There's got to be someone in Afghanistan that wants to be like a Trump or someone where they think that they're the leader of the universe. You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking about Trump himself. I'm just saying like there's got to be someone out there that wants to feel like that they're the leader of all these different groups. Like me, like I wouldn't want to be a leader just of Italian people. I would want to be a leader for all different groups. That just itself, even if you're just doing it for power, I don't understand for 20 years why that was not emphasized.
And you know why she said those things is because women feel that they have the most stuff to fight about because they're going to lose the most.
Yeah.
That's why she said what she said. They're going to lose the most, unfortunately.
It's a shame.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's a shame. I think, I mean, look, if the countries go back in there and take care of business with the Taliban, obviously a new government needs to be formed. And I think the number one priority is that everybody needs to be represented, and whoever the leader is has to be someone who is looked at as neutral, not favoring one group over the other, because then in the end, you're going to have the same problem.
I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. I'm gonna do a quick plug because I told you I'm gonna start a podcast, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna be a guest. I'm gonna be a guest this Sunday at 9 p.m. Israel, 9:30 p.m. Israel, on a podcast that's called the Open Peace Podcast, where we talk about Israelis and Palestinians making peace together. Nice. This is gonna be my second time as a guest. Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah,
we talk
send me
about
the link.
peace.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
That's what we do.
Look, for me, life is not just about wrestling. So I'm always intrigued to see other viewpoints in other areas of the world as well. And, like I said, you make appearances, you get used to it, you have conversations, and little by little, it'll grow, and eventually, if you feel the time is right to launch your own, you do it. But that's great. That's great. I mean, and the best part is when you're yourself and you're not trying to be somebody you're not, it's the easiest thing in the world. Believe me when I tell you, when you got people out there that try to become something that they're not, it's very hard to keep that up. And when you're yourself and you're authentic, not everybody's going to agree with you, and not everybody may even like your style. But if you are yourself, every time you go on a show, you don't have to worry about taking a side that you really didn't want to take, but you took it because it's the most popular way to get attention. You don't have to hate on this, because before you said you liked it. Just be yourself. Be yourself. In the end, it works 1,000 times better.
Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good night.
Love.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, we started with near. We ended with near. But that advice goes out to each and every one of you out there. Just putting the do not disturb back on. Sorry for anybody that wasn't unable to connect. We got to do another call-in show over the weekend. I don't know. Maybe... Depends on SummerSlam. It's a Saturday night, not a Sunday, which means I could sleep late Sunday. Yes, TakeOver is going on as well. I did TakeOver predictions Wednesday, so there's no reason for me to do TakeOver predictions tomorrow. But that's advice to each and every one of you out there. If you're ever thinking about doing your own podcast, believe me, the number one piece of advice is just be yourself. Seriously. I don't like drama. I like being able to go to sleep at night and, know who I am and what I stand for and how I feel about things. And you see people online that will, even the WWE stuff. I mean, let's be honest. WWE many times sucks, especially on Monday nights, but it's not dying. You look at the deals they signed with Peacock, the deals they signed with Fox, the deals they signed with Saudi Arabia, the deal they just signed with Major League Baseball. And now they just landed a deal with Spotify, and they're going to have their own podcast network. When you see all these deals going on, say what you want about AEW. Like, I go to a store and there's John Cena napkins. There's Roman Reigns lunch boxes. There's birthday candles. There's pens, lighters. There's this. It just never ends. Socks. Everything. You know, AEW needs to expand on their merchandise, not just shirts and wrestling figures. I'm not criticizing AEW. They got plenty of time to build on that. But when people say to me that WWE is dying and they take that narrative, it's one of the most moronic narratives to take because it's just untrue. And once you decide that you're going to take that, there's no turning back. And that's what happens to a lot of people. Sooner or later, all that cake and ice cream, the overgushing about AEW is going to catch up to people. All that excessive hate about WWE, it's going to catch up to people. All that excessive clickbait about the releases and how they were sabotaging, WWE sabotaging Triple H, all these releases, they're not hiring anymore. I leave you what I said at the beginning of the show. When you're done here, go watch the video that WWE put out today about the tryouts in Las Vegas. When you look at that, you see 20, 30, 40 people training. You realize nothing changed. They're doing the very same thing they did before. They hire too many people. They see if there's, part of my pun, if there's any diamonds in the rust or rough. There's any diamonds, sure, there's going to be stars, but it's about the now and the near future, not 5 years from now, unless it's a major special player. And they will hire 20, 30, 40 people. They will use 5 to 10. Some may make TV. Then they'll give it a little time. And if it doesn't click with the fans, and it doesn't click with the ratings, and it's not giving them any buzz, no matter how talented they come across, yes, even some stars like Wheeler Yuta that everybody got triggered about. Oh, they passed up on Wheeler Yuta in April or May. Or maybe Wheeler Yuta, when he did his tryouts, sucked. And everybody knocks it out of the park every time. So this is, you're going to realize nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. In the end, we're usually right. So I'm out of here, everyone. Much love. Fun show. I feel great. I mean, nose are still a little cold. But, I will add to that video blogging. And I'll probably document a little bit Friday, a little bit Saturday. And then that's it. Then I'm going to pay someone online to put everything together nice and neat, and make it look a little bit more professional for YouTube standards, and then it'll get posted as a video. I had the third dose. This is what happened. And we'll see how many people tune in. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the well wishes. If you're around tomorrow night, like I said, let's enjoy Rampage together. Even if you're not an AEW fan, even if you don't like CM Punk. But it is very, very rare to have someone, the anticipation for someone to debut for a company who comes from a rival company, even though he's been gone for a little while. And, that anticipation is something that I've only seen a couple of times in my entire wrestling fan livelihood. And I started watching wrestling in 1979. Sure, we anticipated people debuting, but not counting down the hours and the minutes. That doesn't happen all that often. So I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see everybody's reaction tomorrow. Let's see if more than one person is announced. I don't need to reiterate what I said earlier. I think I gave a good case why it should be more than just CM Punk tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. So everyone, have a great night. Much love. And I'll post a couple of updates on Twitter tomorrow. Even if I'm not feeling good at all. nothing is going to stop me from coming up here tomorrow and sharing, whatever goes down at Rampage live and in person. It's going to be interesting to see what the rating is. Imagine if that rating doesn't do much more. I think it'll break 1 million, but imagine if it only did 900,000. I mean, I can only imagine the AEW haters. Oh, they couldn't even draw 1 million with CM Punk. Everybody knew that he was going to. It's some of the stuff I'm anticipating I don't like. But everyone, it's been real. On the way out, if you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button and post a comment. Anything we talked about tonight, post. This weekend, I have hundreds of comments from this past week across the shows that I'm going to respond to. So if you have not seen a response from me yet, you will. Tomorrow night, for the channel members here, I will post the thread so you could participate in the predictions contest for SummerSlam. For my Patreon family, I will post one as well. And we'll go from there. So hope to see you tomorrow night, 10 o'clock sharp. Be here. Good night, everybody.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a podcaster. For me to live any other way was nuts. To me, those goody-good people who worked shitty jobs for bum paychecks and took the subway to work every day and worried about their bills were dead. I mean, they were suckers. They had no balls. If I wanted something, I just took it. I ran everything. I paid the bills. I paid the host. I even paid the masked maniac. Everybody had their hands out. Everything was for the taking. We always called each other good fellas. You would always hear from somebody. You're gonna like Don Tony. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us. But if you're part of my crew, nobody ever tells you they're gonna get rid of you. It doesn't happen that way. There weren't any arguments or curses like in the movies. See, your haters come with smiles. They come as your friends, the people who've claimed they care the most for your life. And now that's all over. And that's the best part. Today everything is different. There's lots of action. I don't have to wait around for everything like everyone else. Oh, I didn't get the vaccine? Fuck you, vaccine me. Oh, your delivery guy has COVID? Fuck you, feed me. Right after I moved here, I ordered egg noodles and ketchup, and I got spaghetti with meat sauce. I'm no longer an average nobody, while they get to live the rest of their lives like a bunch of schnooks.